and welcome everybody to the Houston Real Estate Talk with myself, Kariliz Perez, and today with Catalina Yturralde. Welcome, Catalina.
Thank you, Kariliz.
How are you today?
Good, good.
How about you? I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, Catalina is not only a real estate agent with Stone and Fields, but she also is a flipper. So, Catalina, we're here today. This is your property, your investment property. You want to tell us a little bit about the house?
Yes, of course. This is a beautiful property located in Thornwood, which is a neighborhood in West Houston. It has a great location. It's very close to I-10, Beltway 8, and Memorial Ave. The neighborhood is very quiet. You have you are close to restaurants, stores, and the schools. If you have kids. Otherwise, you have also easy access to George Bush Park and Hershey Park, where you can go hike, bike.
The bike trails. Yes. I love them.
Yes. So it's a beautiful, quiet neighborhood in the middle of the city. Oh, not in the middle of the city, because in reality we are west, but you are very close to easy access to the city and then the location.
It's a great location. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the project itself. You decided, I'm going to flip a house and let's start the search. How did you find this one in particular, and what called your attention where you decided this is the right house for me to invest and do this flip? Tell us about that.
Invest as a real estate investor is not easy, and it's not an easy job to find the house.
Right.
You have we did mail to the owners. This was a rental for the former owner.
Okay.
So generally, and he was out of the state. So it's also I used to have a property in Connecticut, and I was here, and it's so hard to maintain and to really be on top of the property.
Sure.
So those are good targets. And I like the neighborhood. The first time that I came, actually I think I came with you. And I really like the neighborhood and the style of the house, maybe because they remind me to Connecticut. They are traditional and they have certain appeal to me. So this was I don't want to say that I am a flipper. I convert ugly houses and beautiful homes.
That's a great way to put it. Yes, absolutely.
I am also an interior designer. So for me, when I walked into a house, it's easier to see the potential.
Right.
This was dark. It has like 4 different kind of floors, and it was not cute, and it was green on the outside with the bricks, so the combination wasn't too appealing.
Right.
But I saw the potential, and the neighborhood, it's a great neighborhood with great neighbors. They are so nice.
That's nice.
For kids, if you have kids, they have a community pool a block away. They always bike to go to the pool. So I think it's a beautiful place.
It's a family neighborhood, and it's great location. And,
exactly. And I approach every project that I go into like it's going to be my house.
Right.
So how I would like the house to flow, and how. So that's what I did, but we did because it's a team. And we opened we create an open floor plan that communicate if you want to entertain, even if you are just here relaxing, you can see outside, you bring light. We create an office nowadays with everything that is going on, and everyone is working from home.
Yes.
So we have a private office with doors, and we open the kitchen. So it's a beautiful house. It feels fresh and modern, with the traditional touch, keeping a little bit of the bones.
Essence.
Exactly.
Very good. So basically, the first thing you did was you contacted the owner, which was out of town. This was a rental. You searched the neighborhood first, and you decided this is a good prospective house for your plans for the project. Once you contacted this person, you convinced them this is the best time to sell. I'm interested in buying it from you, and the transaction was done. Then you look at the house and you decide, this is what I want to create and this is what I want to do here. So your vision was mainly opening the floor plan and bringing more light because it was dark.
Exactly.
And once you figured out what's the plan for the house, then what do you do next? Because you mentioned obviously that you created a new kitchen and all that, but once you saw the actual plan and you had the availability to come in and start making changes, then what do you do next?
So, well, first of all, you have to find a good contractor. You have to have a really good team, and my contractor is excellent.
Yes.
Elias Coelho, but I don't know. I had the vision, and he knew how to follow everything through.
Wonderful. So contractor is key.
It's key.
Because that person needs to understand your vision.
Exactly.
For the house, for the project.
Of course, I do floor plans and everything, but still, you have to have an excellent communication with your team.
Yes.
Otherwise, things won't flow.
Right. Gotcha.
And of course, you have to have an electrician, a plumber, but the contractor
will take care of that part.
Them. But also, you have to be on top of that.
Right.
On top of everything, you have to be present. They all need to understand what you are envisioning. Right. Because everyone is going to give you an opinion.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think this will fit here. And you have to be really confident that that's what you want. Right. Because if you start listening, you go crazy. Yeah. But they were very good. And I'm really thankful that I found a great team that followed and understood and had the patience. Right. But sometimes you are like, no, I didn't tell you this. But they were very good.
Good. So once you find a contractor and you can communicate your vision and this person understands what you want to do, then the next step would be getting permits. Yes. So you can start on the project.
And they also need to tell you if your vision is doable.
Right.
Because sometimes you cannot knock down every wall, every column that you see. There are support beams and that you cannot touch.
Gotcha.
So they have to guide you. Once you have all of that and you have your budget and everything that you want to do and the house needs to be done, it's within your budget. So then you proceed to get the permits. Sometimes some contractors say, no, don't do it. Don't get the permits because everything is inside. But honestly, I think it's important and it's good if you are going to sell the house afterwards that you have the permits because you can show to any possible buyer that you have all the electrical, all the plumbing, everything is on code.
That's really important. And these days, especially in this price point that we haven't talked about that just yet, but in this price point and type of house, people do want to know that everything was done according to plan with the permitting, with the city of Houston and so on. So that's wonderful. I mean, I'm glad that you bring that up because most of us do care about that, right? Especially when we're investing over $500,000, $600,000 in a house.
It's an investment. Yes. And any house is an investment. It's the biggest investment that any buyer is going to make. So you want to make sure that your family or you are safe in that house. So you have to be on code with the electrical and on code with the plumbing. Right. To be able to provide that security to any buyer.
Of course. So once you have the permits from the city and you're ready to go, the contractor is ready with all their team, ready to get started on the project, then what do you do next? You start looking for the finishes and making the selections, and you go with the contractor to make those selections, or what's next?
Well, I don't. Well, they start knocking down every wall that you want. Removing
Is that fun or not?
It's fun. Yes. I mean, well, it's ugly, but it's fun. But then, and I go and start putting together the design vision because as we were talking before, you can like so many things, but those so many things did not necessarily go together. So you have to select your vision, what you want to project with the house. And I always recommend, and I always like to follow a little bit the exterior, the architectural to the inside. Adding the modern touch and everything, but bringing something from outside to the inside. So that way the flow goes. That's like wonderful. You see the brick here, the brick is outside. I didn't change that. Right. So that's what I do when I went and select, and you have to go with the budget, because I have my husband who is the numbers guy, and he always, it's like, you have to keep the budget, so you have to look and look and look. But
that's very good, very good work. Now, after everything starts to being demolished and you start making selections and going and doing your shopping, and you know, I'm pretty sure it's kind of fun just going and making tile selections and flooring and all of that. Then how does it flow until the completion date? You keep on giving the contractor, this is what I want here, and the direction. You're pretty much the guide, and then they're just coordinating and executing all this construction. Is that right?
Yeah, yes. From the very beginning, just when they are knocking everything down, I prepare floor plans and schedules. Schedules is where you select your paint, your tiles, your plumbing, like fixtures and fittings, and you give them a guide for every room of the house. And then you point out, okay, I want the fireplace to be painted, and I want this design for the mantle, and the bathrooms the same thing. So I created the cabinetry; it's custom. So I create the whole design, the elevation, and everything, and give it to him. So it's actually you select and design everything right when you start.
Wow.
And then you have to be on top of everything. But first they demolish, then the plumbing and the electrical comes, and the air conditioning, the windows, and then you start installing the tile.
Okay.
So then when the tile comes, and you cannot, the backsplash, for example, you cannot install that tile before the countertops. But for the countertops, you have to have the cabinetry already made. So it's a process that you depend, everyone depends of each other. So if something stops, everything stops. So you have to have the flow and have a good contractor again, because you need that flow to go and to finish on time. Because this is
an investment. It's not like you're going to live in it. So you need to keep track of the time.
Leaving, you don't want the project to long for so long, because how long you're going to live in a little apartment, or I don't know if you live in one side of the house. So it needs to flow, it needs to go, and you as a designer you need to be a good teamwork player, because everything, they always are looking after you to say, yes, no, I like this, I like that, move on. And sometimes you open the wall and you find, oh my gosh, we have to change. Here we had to reinforce the whole first floor.
Oh, wow.
So those are things that you don't see in inspection, that you don't see when you buy the house.
And that you don't know if it's going to happen or not. So you have to plan for
you have to be available. You have to be on top, either if you are the owner, the designer, or the investor. You have to be there and work as a team, because you rely on so many people to have a successful project.
Of course, of course. So once the house is completed, or better, let's say, once you completed this house, what can you tell us that it's different? We're gonna show some, part of the video is gonna show angles and different areas of the house. So tell us a little bit about what things did you make different. You mentioned you brought in more lighting, you opened spaces, you have a new kitchen, but other things that are really important for buyers to know, it could be, for example, the roof. Tell us a little bit about things like that most people, when they walk in the house, they don't see right away, but they're equally as important.
Okay. So I'm going to start from the outside to the inside. Outside, the roof is new. The windows, all of the second floor windows are new.
Which is very important, by the way.
They are double pane.
Wonderful.
We didn't change the first floor because they were new. They were like 3 years ago,
and
3 years old.
That's very
new. Good. We changed the color, the facade of the house, the whole color. We installed new gutters. We paint the fence, a new landscaping. So now coming inside, we changed the door, and then we open this up. this was all choppy floor plan, so we opened that up, the dining room, and I changed a little bit because the dining room was very adjacent to the kitchen and the entrance, and I switched and I convert that in an office,
which
private
is
office.
For these days, that's so important because most families, with everything that is happening with the COVID-19 all around the world, we're redefining what, you know, your lifestyle is and your family needs, right, for your house. So having a study and people who work from home now, that's a very valuable
and that it's
area.
private because you can lock it and be there and take your calls, and it's important. You nowadays, I think for a long time you always going to have one of the couple working from home. So we have that, and then we have an open plan, living room, dining room, kitchen, breakfast nook, where you can entertain or flow.
Right.
You can have a TV, you can use it so many different ways, and you open up to a really decent backyard where you can have a pool if you want, or use it as a backyard. Then upstairs, we made the master bathroom a real master bathroom. Even though we don't have a bathtub, it's a really big shower. And then the other bathroom, it was a complete renovation. I played with the same space, but I made it more functional and beautiful.
Yes, for sure. I saw it. Wait until you see it.
And I also redesigned the closets with functionality, that the way we can use a closet nowadays. So I hope you like it and enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you, Catalina. Actually, I saw the house. It's beautiful. Hopefully, everybody will love it as much as I do and bring a buyer.
Exactly.
Right?
Many buyers.
Yes. Tell me where people can call you to get more information about the house.
You can call me to 203-570-7149 or email me at catalina.yturralde@gmail.com. Well, my last name is R. It's Yturralde.
Wonderful. Thank you, Catalina. And we'll appreciate everybody. We keep, to follow us on all our platforms and follow Stone and Fields. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good day. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you, Cata. Have a good one.